Gonna need power, and again, coming up at midnight, we've got a way in an emergency or just for fun to have plenty of power from our friends at EcoFlow. But this is also when it comes to kind of that bad weather. I don't know if you've ever had it, but a big lightning strike hits, and then all of a sudden you just look around and see, did anything blow up in my house? Like my computer's gone, has your fridge gone on the blink, you know, whatever it might be. We have to have a surge protector, and we have not featured this one from GE on for months and months and months and months, and you guys absolutely love it. It gives you not only a ton of extra outlets, and it's all the modern stuff that we want to power almost anything, but it's also going to give you just unmatched surge protection, especially as we're getting into this season where the weather gets really bad. Julie Truster joins me. She's been on the air for many, many years. She's one of our fabulous electronic experts and lighting expert, which I always ag. She does great lighting products. Welcome back.
Thank you. So this is awesome. I have it all plugged in here, but I'm going to compare it to this guy because we all know what these are. This is one of mine. I just want you to see the difference. So this is the updated version. Now these, okay, you know how they're spaced apart and you can't, it's showing that you have 6, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you can't get 6 things on this one because of the way that the design of it. Also, surge protection expires. So this one, yes, you could plug your devices in, but there's no lightning strikes and your devices are dead. They would be zapped on this one. So I'm gonna put this aside and I wanna show you the genius design of this. First of all, by GE, a name that we all know and trust. They've been in business over 100 years. But the other thing, they are known for their surge protection. So the way that they designed it, let me unplug this so you can see that they spaced out, there's 8 to plug in. They spaced these apart, so big blocks like this, so you can plug them in and it's not gonna crowd them up like the other ones. So you can plug that in, and then they also, can you see where this slides? Each one of these has like a child protection or maybe dust proof, child proof, and each one of these slides over. So you can see where you can protect your outlets if you're not using these. And then the bonus to this, okay, so you're getting 8 surge protected outlets here. Then, let me unplug these.
I thought this was clever.
This is so awesome. Okay, so you have a 4-foot cord to plug this in. Then, if you have this, let's say under your desk or maybe behind the TV, this you also, I may have you hold this so we can show the stretch. So 4 foot to plug it in, and then this, let's say it's under your desk, this can go up and you have 2 fast charge USBs. So for your phone and a tablet, a phone and your earbuds, your watch and a phone, you can charge this now right at your desktop. That's included also. So this has a built-in circuit breaker, overload protection, all the safety features built in. I think the timing of it with our today's special coming up is so great because this is that season where lightning strikes. We've got the afternoon storms. Oh my gosh, last week in Florida was so awful.
Crazy.
It was crazy weather. All it takes is for one lightning strike and you've got your expensive, you've got your TVs, your laptops, all of your expensive electronics, and it just takes one lightning and it zaps your product.
Oh yeah, if you ever had it happen, all you do is hold your breath. You're like, oh, no. And truly, if you've had a computer ever get struck by lightning or, you know, it's affected it and it's just blown it, you're just like, oh my gosh, you know how expensive it is to replace a computer? Now tonight, I will tell you, HP is very affordable, but still it's $300 and some.
Right.
So you know what this is for me? And I think for most of you, it's pure peace of mind. You're just like, you know what? We have got all these fancy electronics. We're charging them up all night long. You don't want, for me, I want that peace of mind that when I go to bed, if I've got my, you know, my Apple Watch plugged in, my computer, all our, you know, gaming systems, all those expensive electronics we buy, you do not want them to not have surge protection. You really are, it's like Russian roulette. You're just waiting for that one strike and then you're like, oh, that was it. You know, we're like, oh, I don't need it. Everybody I think needs it. And I also think it's a smart way to really increase the power needs that we have. For example, as you know, I'm a crafter. And so I plug in like 100 million things at once. I really do. I got, my Cricut and my Gemini and I got this and my hot glue gun, of course, you know. You have to have all that plugged in. I just love the fact that I've got all these options now. So I can take one inconveniently placed plug and really make it super convenient.
Right, and the funny thing about these, you're plugging it into an outlet in your house on the wall that does not have surge protection. So you're turning your outlet into there's 10 outlets
giant.
into this giant surge protected outlet. So you have 8 on the front, okay, regular plugs, and then with those 2, you have 10 protected outlets. That's huge. So they've kind of taken this old, where did I put my old one? You know, these old ones, and they even upgraded it to the 2 USBs, which now, and then with what's nice about the USBs is it gets rid of the wall blocks, because these are all chunky and hunky. So now you can plug your watch or your phone directly in without using the blocks. These are outdated. Again, surge protection expires on these.
You know, actually, people don't know that too.
I know.
If you think you've covered and you don't have a more recent surge protector, believe it or not, they do expire. You have to upgrade them at some point. And just so you'll know, this is the lowest price now we've ever offered it. A ton of you are getting multiples. I have a lot of you on the line. I love that because it is that time of year where we certainly get more concerned about lightning strikes and crazy things going on. The other thing I love, this is so funny because I have a bed in front of an outlet, and where the leg of the bed lands is right smack in front of the outlet.
That is so annoying.
Thank you, builder of my little teeny home. Yeah, like I'd like to kill you. But anyway, this is great. And this is really key, guys, because if I had to plug this in and it was a typical plug, it would make my bed awkwardly stand out from the wall it's on, right? I love the fact that, can you see that right there, guys? This is a slim line plug. So you can go ahead and plug it into the wall and it's not gonna stick out this far from whatever, you know, we've got in front of it. So that's really handy. Also, I'll tell you something that's really convenient to do. How many of you have plugs that are almost unreachable behind your headboard? And you're like, gosh, or maybe it's in the guest room and you're like, gosh, it's so awkward. I have this, you know, an outdoor extension cord for my family to plug in their phones when they come to visit. This is a sleek, beautiful way to set some space up to have plenty of power, which I love that.
Definitely. Yeah. Also, the cord, the cable to plug it in, you can tell this is designed for serious electronics. It's thick, it's heavy duty, it's made by a name brand, and that's important when you're plugging your expensive devices in. So this right here, this is a 4-foot cable to plug into your wall. And then the USB, I'm gonna stretch it out again so you can see, this is also 4 feet. So maybe you wanna put this up on your nightstand, or this would go on the floor under your desk, and you can bring this up on your desk, which I'll show you in just a minute, and you can plug in your phone and your tablet, your earbuds in your phone. So this right here is also 4 feet. So you've got 8 plugs and 10 protected outlets. So you can stay here. I'm gonna run over so we can show that area over here.
Sure. She's running, she's jogging.
I know, we're running. Okay, over here. Also, the great thing about it, when you plug it in, there's actually a blue light down. I don't know if you can see it. This is how I use it at my house, in my desk area. I put this on the floor. We have all kinds of stuff. And you know what? Under my desk, it used to be a disaster under there. We had cables and all kinds of wires and the Wi-Fi stuff going everywhere. Now I plug it. In fact, we have our Orbi, so we've got our Wi-Fi router that we plug in. I also have my Arlo. I have a home base that I plug in. My plugs are all full. There's 8 down here, and then look, here's the bonus. Up here, we have our lamp plugged in too. We've got the laptop plugged in, surge protection, and then this comes up right here. This is the bonus. You've got a 4-foot, so you can kind of hide this, and I'm charging my watch, and I'm also charging my phone. And these are, by the way, fast speed. So what GE did is they took those old power strips, they're outdated, surge protection expires, they don't have USBs, and they added all these little bonuses to it to make it functional in today's world.
I think that's so smart. And really, think about that. You know, if you really, and I think we all have it. We all have electronics in our house, lots of them, right? And some of them can be really, really pricey, and yet we're just plugging them into the wall and we're not concerned about it. So think about that. Also, too, I'm gonna say, if you have a bathroom, I don't know, I used to live in I lived in a house that was 100 years old, and they had one plug every 5 miles in the house. I mean, it's ridiculous, right? And so we never had enough power. And in the bathroom, it's the same thing. Got my curling iron, got my straightening iron, got my blow dryer, you have all this crazy stuff. And you're like, if you have an old-fashioned house, you got that, or many bathrooms only have one plug. How awesome would this be to have just all those extra plugs? It's simply, we need more outlets. So you kind of got multiple levels covered here, which is great. Now, just to give you an update, look at that. Already we've sold over 1,000. This is such an awesome, awesome buy. I like that there's a little quick switch in the back to turn it on and off. So you're not bending over and trying to find something on the cord itself. If you just leave it on, you're good to go. And then you know that all of those expensive electronics that we love are going to be protected. It does clean up the mess. I got to tell you, do you have the person in your life who is a power power freak? It's my husband.
I was gonna say my husband, yes.
His stuff will get down to 95%, and he acts like it's down to 5% left.
Funny.
He caught, Bill, are you, I gotta interview people. Are you a power freak? Like, do you get worried when your phone gets below like 80%? Yes. You do, yeah, Bill's coming up next.
I get a little bit of anxiety when my phone.
I can get mine down to 50, 40. I don't start to freak out till we get to about half. My husband, we make fun of him because he'll be like, oh, I'm gonna plug this in, oh my God. I'm like, what are you at? He goes, 95%. I'm like, you're only 5. Anyway. So the problem is, there is a story to this. The problem is, when he sits in our living room, he has to have every electronic thing he uses. And he's always on a laptop, always has his phone. He has to have them plugged in. So what happens is, we got this horrible cord mess all over the place, which makes me
nuts.
cuckoo. And so again, this right beside is a recliner. He's plugged in, it's all neat, I'm happy, and it's protected, really does give you a sense of
Yeah,
peace of
he
mind.
needs this right next to his recliner.
Yeah, he's so paranoid, absolutely. I need to tape it on his leg or something.
Exactly. Let me show it to you up close again. First of all, it's GE, a name that we know and trust. They are known for their surge protection. Each one of these, you can see where these are spaced apart, so they're designed for today's big blocks. Maybe it's your blow dryer, or maybe it's your, this is my, my computer laptop. So you plug it in and you can see where it's not blocking this one. So you've got 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different things that you can plug in. Think about behind your TV, behind your bed, underneath your desk. This can actually go on the floor. You've got a light over here. I don't know if you can see it, but it's blue. So once you plug that in, you can see that your surge protection, your overcharge protection, everything is plugged in. This has a built-in circuit breaker. Also, the cable here, this is 4 foot. So again, if you put it under your desk, this part will reach up. And this is the bonus to it. 2 fast charge USBs with a 4-foot cable. What's nice about this is you can get rid of the wall blocks. So I like it that you can keep the wall blocks here, but for this, all you do, you plug it in, 1 wall block, 1, 2, and you're getting rid of these guys, which is so great. This is just a cleaner look. So again, think of your desk area where you're plugging in your router and maybe your
well, router, TV, laptop, you've got a lamp over there. You might have a fan.
Yes.
You know, you think about just your desk area.
Right.
Wherever your computer is.
Right. And underneath our desk, it used to be a complete disaster. There were wires everywhere. This organized it. And now you can do this and get rid of the wall blocks. It just makes everything tidier. And then a 4-foot cable to plug it into the wall. I can't believe the price. I saw the price.
Yeah, did you see it?
It's the
lowest price. Yeah, it's the lowest price we've ever done
for this. And you can see the quality right here in the cable. When you plug this in, this has its own circuit breaker.
Like you can,
look at the
that's heavy duty.
of this.
Yeah.
Heavy duty, designed for your heavy duty electronics behind the TV. And then this right here, you've got your 4-foot stretch. So if this is on the floor, this will go up onto your desk.
And I'll give you a little tip on that too, because I'm looking at it and thinking, okay, I want it to work really well. Well, if I would take this and I would put a little piece of Velcro here and a little piece here, and then what I would do is stick it there.
Yes.
And then you can still zip it off and move it around, but it'll stable it on your, and it's nice and neat and clean.
Yes.
So think about just putting a little piece of Velcro-y stuff right there, and then if you need to move it, you zip it off. But you could leave it there, and this isn't gonna be flopping over the table when you're using it.
That's the craft, the crafter
That is the craft, that is my crafter in me going, oh, I need that to stay put when I'm sitting there.
And that's a great little tip.
Yeah, there you go.
I love that.
Okay, guys, we are busy, little busies. Just think about the places you don't think about your electronics, for i.e. your television. Is that protected? How many of you bought a beautiful Samsung TV for us? Please, if that thing gets zapped and you're like, oh, like that's one of those moments where you're like, oh my gosh, why didn't I? For $22, it's simply peace of mind. And when you think about it, our TV has on, it could be a speaker bar, it could be the TV, you know your router's probably near it. You've got a lot of really expensive electronics associated with just the TV you're watching right now. So for $22 and some change, and our 3 Flex, I think it's what, $7.66. Get it at home, plug it in, and then don't worry about it. You get to walk away, and whether things are going crazy out, you don't have to worry. Or if there's some kind of just weird power surge from the power grid, you have peace of mind that you're not gonna lose those really expensive electronics that we love. And I think this is the perfect example where you're at, Jules.
Yep, this is real life right here. So your desk area, you can put this on the floor. So you have 8 outlets, 8 protected outlets down there. Remember, if you're not using them and you wanna keep them dust free, because this is where all of our dog hair goes down here, you can close the outlets and then it covers them up. So it's dust free, pet hair free, child proof. And then up here, I put the USBs right here. So the 4-foot cord reaches up here and I've got my phone and my watch plugged in. We've got our lamp plugged in down there. This is just a great way to organize. We've got the laptop coming in, that's plugged. And with the weather here, every single one of these devices is protected. You're protecting your router, your TV, your sound system, all of your expensive devices. Oh, okay. So you can see right here. Also, when you plug it in, there's a blue light, so you know that everything is protected. And you have 8 different outlets down there. And then up here, you have 2 more. So it's 10 protected devices by GE. It's a name that we know and trust. They've been in business for over 100 years, and they are known for their surge protection. This one has that built-in circuit breaker. All you have to do is plug it in, and you're plugging it into a regular wall, and that's it.
And you feel good. Thank you. I had to give some updates from my producer.
Okay.
So we've now sold, I don't know, 15, 1,600, 1,400. And I got a lot of you getting it. It's so smart. It's easy, right? 22 bucks, use our Flex, major credit card, you're good. And you're like, okay, worry-free. That's a good way to live. Hey, let me tell you about our HSN credit card. Right now, if you apply for it, you're gonna save $20 off the very